Mr. S.M. Ranade, CFO at Mahanagar Gas Limited, is now with us. Sir, congratulations on the listing. If you could just explain to our viewers, what is Mahanagar Gas do? What does it build over a period of time? And how essentially do you grow your business?
In the industry of what we term it as city gas distribution, we are in the business of distributing gas, natural gas, through pipelines. There are three types of infrastructure which Mahanagar Gas lays. First comes up is the high level and high pressure pipelines which are made up of steel. Thereafter, a second level infrastructure is involved, which is medium pressure pipelines. You must have observed in the road some yellow color pipes, etc. are being laid. And the last connectivity, that is what we term it as last mile connectivity, which are the connections at households, then conversions of CNG vehicles, and of course some connections to industry and commercial. The company has been operating for last 20 years. We have made substantial progress. In case of domestic households, we have given connections to nearly 8.5 lakhs households. As regards CNG, there are nearly 4,75,000 vehicles of different types which are running on CNG. There are around 60 medium-sized industrial connections which we have provided. And as regards commercial, that is restaurants and hotels, those type of connections, around 2,600 customers we have. That is in brief about the operations of the company. Today, the areas in which we are operating are mainland Mumbai, that is Greater Mumbai. We also have areas of operations in Navi Mumbai, Thane district. And recently, we have been awarded a new area of what we term it as Ranade district or GA3. In Mumbai, substantial expansion for our steel grid, which is high pressure main lines are there, which has already been completed. As regards Navi Mumbai and Thane district, that is the areas like Kalyan, Dombivli, Badlapur, high pressure steel already reached.
There seems to be a bit of a
problem with the line, I
right
think.
Now in Thane district. Whereas in Ranade district, this is the first year of operation of starting laying infrastructure. Maybe by the end of this financial year, some amount of sales will also take place in Ranade.
Right. So can you just tell us how under-penetrated the target market is?
Let us look at different types of markets. First, let us talk about household things. There are around addressable potential could be around 30 lakhs households in the areas of operation. As I said earlier, 8.5 lakhs we have already covered, so around 25% in we have
Let's just try and get that line again, Mr. Ranade, because your phone line is cracking up a little bit. What we could make out is that the potential is about 30 lakh households,
right.
3 million households.
3 million households, and it's still quite under-penetrated.
Under-penetrated because I think the population there is about 210 odd million people, out of which, of course, you translate that into households. That becomes about 3 million households. One of the 20.7, I'm sorry, million, 2 crore.
Almost 6 times.
2.1 crore households. And if you look at what the penetration level there is, I think the penetration level currently is about 25 odd %. That is what we picked up. But we're trying to get back to Mr. Ranade again. And Mr. Ranade, the line got disconnected when you were telling us the penetration level in the catchment area right now. Was that 25%, did you say?
Yeah, around 25% in case of domestic, that is household categories. In case of CNG, that is compressed natural gas vehicles running on gas, the addressable potential could be in the range of around 18 lakhs, out of which we have already converted little more than 4,70,000 vehicles. So that also leaves good amount of demand potential yet to be tapped.
On an average,
And in
what
case
is the monthly bill that the users of natural gas at home are giving you?
Pardon?
What is the monthly bill for cooking gas on an average?
A typical domestic consumer, number one, per capita consumption is around half a cubic meter per day, which gives roughly monthly bill of around 300 rupees. We have a bi-monthly billing system. So for 2 months we bill at one shot. So you can expect a typical bill of around 600 rupees or even less than that.
The areas that you've covered, and obviously it's Mumbai and its adjoining areas, are these the slightly higher end areas where it's a builder flat, it's already a building, and therefore you get slightly higher monthly billing?
No, not at all. Predominantly, the natural gas is being used in household category for cooking. So whether it is upmarket or whatever kind of the strata population is coming from, more or less the billing pattern remains same. Only in case of big joint families residing together, probably consumption could be little higher.
Okay, so you're saying that the average bill is actually close to the median and close to the range. It's not as if it's a wide range, and therefore the bill size could keep changing as you penetrate it further.
Yes, you are right.
Okay. My question would be 25% covered already. What is the rate at which you would like to cover, increase your cover every year?
Yeah, in the past we have been connecting around 70 to 80,000 connections per annum. We are now targeting, since more and more demand is there, we are targeting to increase our penetration rate at least to 1 lakh, and we also aim at increasing little further. So around 1,25,000 connections per annum, that is what we are targeting. What we should note in this connection is there are certain challenges which we face while laying our infrastructure. For example, the municipal authorities do not allow us to lay our pipelines during the period starting from April to September due to monsoon. So that takes away nearly 5-6 months of the year for our operations point of view. So whatever infrastructure laying we are required to do, it is predominantly in the period of October to April. That is what we have to achieve all these our targets into.
So at 1.25 lakhs this year, and I'm assuming that the strike rate will go up, within 10 to 12 years, you would have completely penetrated, if there could be 100% penetration, completely penetrated this market. So what is the plan beyond that then?
This what we had talked about is predominantly Greater Mumbai part and Thane city, which we have talked about. However, we should note that there are even further developments happening in Thane district area like Kalyan, Dombivli, Ambernath, Badlapur. These are relatively low penetration areas right now for us. And these are also the areas which you must be aware, a lot of new constructions, buildings are coming up. So by the time existing buildings which we will be penetrating, there are many new buildings which are coming up. We have also thought of some better strategy. We are in touch with many reputed builders whereby the connection is being attempted to be given right at the time of construction of building is ongoing.
So is there any calculations that you've done? I'm assuming that when you raised money, you would have given some projections as to 5 years down the line, you'll have so many consumers.
Yes, I mean run rate I have already told you. The minimum run rate which we are targeting is around 1 lakh to 1,25,000 connections per annum. That is the speed at which minimum.
So at the end of the year, you should have about 8.5 to 8.5 or to 8.75 lakh households.
Right now, yes, that is the number which we have got right now.
All right, and every year you're adding 1.1 to 1.25. So I'm assuming by the end of 5 years, one can say you'll have 14 to 15 lakh households under your coverage.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And is there any projections you're doing in terms of price rise that you're likely to pass on to the consumer?
Yes, in fact, we do it both ways. The focus is always on acquiring more and more customers, holding on to the customers which we have got, And this we do it by offering a value proposition to the customers. What I mean, whenever even gas costs go down, we do pass on some benefits to customers. In the month of April 2016, the gas cost, purchase cost for us had come down, and the benefit was even passed on to the customers. At the same time, whenever oil prices will go up due to the formula which government has prescribed, there could be a possibility of gas costs going up, and which of course we will have to pass it on to customers.
Is it completely unregulated? You can pass on costs as gas prices go up?
We have freedom to pass on. However, as I said, the company's objective is always to offer value proposition.
But you have the freedom.
We have the freedom, definitely.
All right. My question is that what happens if, gas prices go up in 5 years down the line and they shoot up? Let's say, I'm just assuming that there is strong global growth, people move to natural gas and gas prices go up sharply. Is there a risk that governments will come in and start regulating your prices? Is that a risk built in your model?
We don't foresee that problem in domestic category at all, for the simple reason is today our gas is competing against subsidized LPG. Most of the cooking cylinders which are being used at residences are subsidized LPG, whatever number of 9, 12, whatever numbers are being offered at subsidized rates. So even as compared to subsidized rates, right now we are around 5% cheaper. So assuming even the costs go up of natural gas, probably there is also a possibility that the subsidies will also be going away as a part of government policies. So people should not feel comparative difference are widening. That is number one aspect. Secondly, what we are now seeing, particularly in Greater Mumbai and Thane city, etc., where substantial penetration is done, now consumers are accepting natural gas as more as a premium fuel. In the sense, apart from economic benefits, which was earlier a more a growth driver for us, now people are understanding the convenience and safety aspects. Natural gas is much more safer than the cylinders of LPG. That is number one. And secondly, since most of the husbands and wife are working nowadays in the city, they find it much more convenient to get connected through pipe natural gas, which avoids the hassle of, changing cylinders. Cylinder man has to come in, you have to wait in house for that purpose. So there is a shift now in happening. It is more towards convenience and safety rather than mere economic benefits. Although economic benefits, we hope that those things will still continue.
Let me just ask a few final questions about the CNG business, the CNG and PNG. In terms of CNG, could you just repeat the numbers? What is the addressable market currently and how much you've covered?
Addressable is around 18 lakhs. When I say addressable, we are not taken into considerations two-wheelers type of population. Also, majority diesel vehicles also we have left out. Predominantly, we have considered petrol vehicles and public transport, etc. So the addressable potential is 18 lakhs. And the total conversions we have already done is little more than 4,70,000 right now.
Okay, so you've almost done, I would say 30% already done. Right?
Yes, approximately, yes, you are right.
And therefore, is that a business that you're betting on a lot, or is that one of the smaller part of the business?
No, we are definitely betting on it. As the awareness about pollution levels is increasing, we feel the rate of conversions in CNG will definitely go up. Also, we have observed in the month of April, May, that since the petrol prices and general crude level, public perception is changing that crude prices are hardening, so maybe petrol or diesel prices will also harden. Probably keeping that in mind, we are observing the CNG conversions are increasing pretty well. Even the private taxi operators, taking a clue from whatever has happened in Delhi, even though there are no court mandates or those sort of compulsions in Mumbai, a lot of private taxi operators are also converting their vehicles on CNG.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ranade, for taking out time.